All right, friends, welcome back to another exciting day in astrology land. Sunday fun day, Sunday fun day. Horoscope for Sunday, the 26th of January, 2020. We've got the sun in the sign of Aquarius at 6 degrees. We've got the North Node down in Cancer at 6 degrees. They're creating a perfect quincunx today, okay? Like we talked about on Saturday, it is an itch you can't scratch. That's why it's an annoying aspect, because it's something you can't quite see. It's a car in your blind spot. You can't see it before you make your move too quick and smash into it, all right? So, the North Node down at 6 degrees of Cancer is highlighting the thought, okay, the interpretation that, our spiritual connection, our emotional spiritual connection with nature, okay, and it's like the Reiki healer or the intuitive, or it's not like something that's mythological, but something that is very real, that's almost otherworldly, okay? Like, how do we have these abilities? How does a clairvoyant tap in? What are they tapping into up here? How are they pulling stuff from the ether? To the closed-minded individual, this seems like a myth. It seems like a fantasy. It doesn't seem real, okay? Some people, astrology, it's a bunch of foo-foo. It's not real. It's just having fun looking at the planets and making stuff up, and then there's other people that are like, yeah, this stuff is crazy real. I'm one of those people, so we know this. There is a sense of realness in some things that seem far out there, right? So that's the North Node representation at 6 degrees of Cancer. Now, the quincunx aspect, I'm going to be like this for you, to the sun in Aquarius at 6 degrees, okay, is about being reborn into the new, about being born free of the past interactions of human beings. A new child is born, they say, like, the child is passed down with the sins of its parents. A way I like to look at that interpretation is like, if you had a parent that says, well, money doesn't grow on trees, son, or that's just the way the world is. What those, sin, whatever, that's an idea that's being placed in that child's head, that this is how the world is, okay? So we have this opportunity for birth, for a new beginning, okay? So this plays along with what happened on Friday, this new moon in Aquarius, okay? This new beginning, to be reborn into our own skin, into our own bodies, okay? And to tap into what we think could be foo-foo, what could be fluff. I sit here and I talk about, this is one of the most amazing times in human history to be alive. And I mean that wholeheartedly with the astrology that's going on right now. How fortunate we are as individuals to be the ones that are birthing the dawn of Aquarius, the Aquarius age, okay? We have a major, major role to play in the history of humanity, Now, if I say that falls on deaf ears, and people are like, yeah, okay, great time to be alive, and they can say, well, there's this going on, and this going on, and this going on, and this going on. It's just like, yeah, because those are the parts that we're working through. We're sifting through. We're turning the clumps of dough and water into that smooth. This is a smooth dough. The clumps of flour and water, flour, yeast, whatever. Into this smoothness. Okay, whatever we're making, maybe brownies, maybe we're making dessert, okay, we're all gonna taste this beautiful dessert, this beautiful cake or whatever, we're doing the work right now, though, sifting through those lumps, the clumps of brownie mix and egg or applesauce if you're vegan, Okay, so we have to work through those hard parts before this gets smoothed out, before we can bake it and create this beautiful dish. This beautiful dish is our lives. This beautiful dish is the age of Aquarius. This beautiful dish is what we are creating in this life that is going to have an impact on humanity for the next 2,000 years. Okay? And we chose to be born into these bodies, with these parents, with these siblings, with these relationships, with these friends, with these lovers, with these bosses, with these individuals in our lives, our community, so that we can work through those clumps, so that we can work through these hard times and create a better new beginning for humanity at the large, the community as a whole, right? The age of Aquarius, the community. So we have this funky aspect going on that's saying, well, what is real? You know, if we're sitting here talking about this great change, this, you know, this Pluto, this Pluto, septile, Venus, Pluto, septile, most importantly, Neptune. You know, we are literally transforming our lives, our government, how we govern ourselves, like I talk about every day. Jupiter's up here as well, saying more, more, more. We find ways to expand upon this. You know, are we working ourselves to death by stirring this batter by our hands? Or are we going to utilize our tools and create a mixer, an electronic mixer, you know, Aquarius, electronics, futuristic designs, these designs that can help us with wherever we're at, where we're stuck in humanity. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a knife and cut open an avocado, or like my friend John just bought me for my birthday, this avocado slicer and dicer that is like one clean swoop, and it does everything. Sure, that old tool works wonderfully, and the new tool works with greater sense of ease, right? So Jupiter's up here expanding these physical things that, you know, are going to allow us to create a better ease. You know, we have the automobile. We're not just riding horses anymore. This is a way that humanity needed to progress, and we governed this idea. We created it. Okay, so this Pluto septile, okay, fate, otherworldly energy, connecting here with Neptune, the oneness, spirituality, creation, creativity, the nothingness, the somethingness, okay? This is an aspect we'll never see again in our lives, with Pluto being in Capricorn and Neptune being home. You know, when a planet is home in a sign, it's the ability to express completely freely, without the aspects or the goo of another planet. You know, it's just like, you're at home. You can decorate your home however you want. You can put whatever kind of artwork that your heart desires in your home. You can watch whatever movie you want to watch. You can read whatever book you want to watch. You can eat and cook whatever you want to eat and cook. You know, you're not being confined or restricted by another individual. Now you're in a partnership. All right, well, what do we want to eat for dinner? What do you want to eat for dinner? Well, you know, it's not always a compromise, but there's an outside source that has an input. So Neptune being home in the sign of Pisces is like, I'm free without the input, the impact of another sign. You know, when Neptune hits Aries in 2025, you know, spiritual warfare, man. You know, we're full steam ahead with this age of Aquarius, and it's just like the old system must fall, and we have to break through with this new, and it's gonna, you know, it's a different path altogether. You know, when Pluto hits Aquarius in 2024, different energy altogether. We're not transforming and transcending ourselves, our government, but we're going to be focusing on more of the new age. You know, so this connection, this otherworldly, destined connection, was destined for us. for you and for me and for all of our friends and family that chose to come to this planet at this time, that chose to be birthed, you know. And we have this choice in front of us to be free and clean and clear of the interpretations of the sins of our fathers, you know, the sins of our parents, of the building blocks of our predecessors, the building blocks of our ancestors. They say, this is how it was, this is how tradition is, and this is how it must go. And we have Uranus down there in Taurus, breaking that tradition, slowly and steadily moving through for the next 6 some years, right? So we have this opportunity to really change. And if we believe in it, you know, a positive thought of belief. You know, there's this, Stan Lee's Superhumans was a TV show. Pretty cool TV show if you've ever seen it or if you've never seen it. You know, where you get to meet these people. He interviews these people, and they do these outrageous, astounding feats, these acts that are simply, if I were to just, you know, if someone just tells you, yeah, I watched a guy jump off a 60-foot high dive into 12 inches of water, and you're like, yeah, right. You know, then you just see a guy do it, and you're like, huh. Well, now that's possible, you know. Now we expand our own ability to see what is possible. You know, it's just like once the first person ran the 4-minute mile and said that this is a possibility, you know, then we see these, you know, the Guinness Book of World Records, it keeps changing because people keep breaking these records. And we have the opportunity to break the mold of what's been done in the past. It's behind us. We have an opportunity to break free into a better new future, you know, free and clean from the past, clean from whatever, whomever told us of how this is how the world works, son, this is how the world works, daughter, this is how the world works, sister, brother, whatever, you know. We have this opportunity to birth into this new change, to tap into our spirituality, to tap into these connections that do exist, you know. This is an amazing time to be alive. The astrology, again, as above, so below, it's just simply a reflection. It's a mirror of what's happening down here on planet Earth. And this is just the most amazing, amazing, amazing time to be alive and for us to choose to be the ones to birth this new age. So believing in ourselves, believing in these possibilities. We've got the Mars. We've got the Mars squaring Venus today, okay? Venus is saying, look, I want to love. I want to be free to love. I want to be free to expand my love. I want to be free to expand my forgiveness and surrender, right? And Mars over here pushing through, saying, learning more, and well, if this is what, you know, this book told me of the past, then you know, as much as it's seeking out knowledge and information and a higher source of knowledge and information, you know, these are still interpretations of somebody else's life, still through somebody else's eyes, through somebody else's shoes, through somebody else's pen and writing, through somebody else's typewriter, you know. And it's just like, you are a unique individual. You are one of a kind. You are strong and mighty, right? You are powerful. You have the ability to discern. You have the ability to choose whether to believe or to disbelieve. Yeah. And you know, what's winning here is this energy right here, because it has this fate and destined connection to Saturn, which is about transformation and transcending the physical into a place of spiritual. Okay? So we're connecting both the physical realm, the physical embodiment of Capricorn, our physical bodies, and the emotional, the unseen, the universe at large, the Akashic records, karma. You know, we're freeing ourselves of this stuff and being able to move forward, to be reborn. So, happy Sunday Fun Day, my friends. The moon is still in Aquarius for a good chunk of the day, starting the top of the morning before it moves into Pisces as well. So it's still a good time to be social, to hanging out with our friends, to getting together with friends, family, focusing on the needs of the community, not just individual, but us as a whole. And us as a whole, we can all go through this birthing process together, right? We're not alone in this journey. So happy Sunday Fun Day, my friends. Thank you as always for hanging out with me. We'll see you tomorrow.